Good afternoon, farmers and viewers. My name is Emmanuel. I'm a research assistant at KATC Agricultural Training Center. Today we are talking about soils, and on the topic of soil, I want us to discuss how to perceive soil fertility. So before we go into the action, we can talk about how a farmer can perceive soil fertility in 4 ways. The first one is by seeing the vegetation, how things are growing, the speed at which they are growing tells you what is in the soil. Secondly, you can perceive soil fertility by just observing what is on top of the soil. If there's a lot of organic matter on top of soil, eventually organic matter being absorbed into the soil by microorganisms, that tells you that your soil is fertile. Thirdly, you can also see animal life in your soils. So these are microorganisms, or which you can see under a microscope, or also macroorganisms such as worms. So that tells you that how your soil is doing. The last one is the smell. When you get the soil as smelly, the soil that is fertile should be able to give you an easygoing smell. Okay? So when the soil is just completely flat, nothing is coming out, just know that there's no life in the soil. So those are the 4 ways in which you can just perceive the fertility of your soil. But to go further, we have a method called the Spade Test. Many are the times when farmers will blame a season for crop failure or not having harvested enough, poor germination and things like that. They would say, no, it didn't rain enough and things like that, while the problem is with their soils. So how do we do a soil test using a spade test? The spade test helps us to see how deep our soils are, how friable they are, and also how good they are in aeration, and also water retention, and also water drainage. So I'll show you how to do that using a crop of Sunhemp. So you can come closer so that you see how we do it. So I've dug already on one side of the row of Sunhemp to the depth where the roots are going. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to lift this whole brick of soil and then examine it on the side. Okay. So follow me as I do that. All right. So I'll dig on the other side, the same depth as I did on the first side where the Sunhemp is. Okay. So I will remove that brick and bring it here. Okay. So you can come closer now. So we'll start examining the soil together. So already, just from looking at the depth of this soil, you can see that it's darker on top and the color starts changing as you go down. So this means that there's more organic matter on top and less as you go deeper down. Okay. So breaking this brick further, you can see that we've got worms, okay, and also got eggs of certain insects, and also we've got ants moving around. Okay, yeah. So, and by examining the roots of this Sunhemp, one, to show you how deep the Sunhemp went, and then as it was penetrating the soil, it was bending. So it means at the time that this was growing, there are some parts of this soil which were hard, and the example is just right here. So it means this Sunhemp couldn't penetrate because this crop was planted in the dry season, and maybe the irrigation was not enough to also moisten this part. So it was coiling here, and when it started raining, that's when the roots went to that length. And then we've seen that the fixing of the nitrogen through the root nodules has started, okay, which is a common feature of black Sunhemp because it's a nitrogen fixing plant, okay, and things like that. And then you can see here the root is straight, meaning it had easy access, but it didn't have a lot of air roots. All right. Then also you can see that the soil is more friable on the top part than it is down here. You can see it's hard here. Okay, yeah, so it means, yeah, so there is the layer of organic matter just goes maybe between up to somewhere between 15 to 20 centimeters. So that is one way also you can perceive your soil fertility. So this is something that you can do just before you plant your crop, so that you see how fertile your soil is, how workable it is, and things like that. Okay, thank you very much.